Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. Dictionary. Let's all read the dictionary. Hey, I would love it if you could write me a review. You know how to do that? I think you do. It's easy to figure out. Just hit those 5 stars and rate something. Write something. Uh, Write something fun. Have fun with it. I don't know. Maybe I should put a call out. Say, what should I do? What specific thing should I have you do? Tell me your favorite word. Tell me something about you. I don't know. Maybe I should think about this more before I am saying things. Maybe I should do that. But in the meantime, just write a review. You can update it later. And then, let people know about this, subscribe, and leave me a voicemail and a message on social media, and send me an email if you want to do that. All right. April 10th. I can say that. It's today. The first word is centerboard. One word, noun from 1849. A retractable keel used especially in sailboats. Next is centered. Some people say centered without the T. Centered. Okay. Adjective from circa 1893. 1. Having a center. Often used in combination, as in a dark centered coneflower. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Good. Whew boy. 2. Having a center of curvature. And this is often used in combination, as in a 3-centered arch. By the way, we will be getting to center of curvature later this episode. Number 3, emotionally stable and secure. I am very centered. Let's sit and breathe for a moment and get centered. Centeredness is a noun. Next is center field. 2 words, noun from 1857. 1, the position of the player for defending center field. 2, the part of the baseball outfield between right and left field. Center fielder is a noun. That is the person in center field who mostly has a pretty easy job. Next is centerfold. 1 word, noun from 1952. This can get a little adult depending on the context, and that is okay. 1, a fold out that is the center spread of a magazine. 2, a picture, as of a nude, on a centerfold, also a model featured in such a picture. So the thing that folds out is called a centerfold, and then the person in the picture, if that's what that is also called a centerfold. Next is center line, noun from 1807, a real or imaginary line that is equidistant from the surface or sides of something. Next is center of curvature. 3 words from 1850. The center of the circle, whose center lies on the concave side of a curve on the normal. What is happening? Center of a curve on the normal to a given point of the curve and whose radius is equal to the radius of curvature at that point. I do not understand that whatsoever. The center of a circle whose center lies on the concave side of a curve. I'm going to need some mathematician to explain this to me. If you are that, send me an email. Next is center of gravity. 3 words from 1648. 1, synonym is center of mass. 2, the point at which the entire weight of a body may be considered as concentrated so that if supported at this point, the body would remain in equilibrium in any position. That is the center of gravity. And then number 3, we have the 2A definition for the word center. What did that say? A point, area, person, or thing that is most important or pivotal in relation to an indicated activity, interest, or condition. I think I've got a fairly normal center of gravity, but people, who are taller have a higher center of gravity. People who are shorter have a shorter center of gravity. Kids have a short center of gravity. If you've got really short legs for some reason, you have a low center of gravity. If you've got a really big belly, maybe the center of gravity is out in front of maybe where most people's center of gravity is. It's all different. But also, it depends on the thing. It might not be a person. It might be a pillow. I see a pillow over there, so that's why I said pillow. All right. Next is center of mass. So that was the synonym for the number 1 definition. It is from 1862. The point in a body or system of bodies at which the whole mass may be considered as concentrated. So yes, I'm sure that's, that's the place where it's the center, where, you can balance it maybe. Next is centerpiece. 1 word, noun from 1803. 1. An object occupying a central position, especially an adornment in the center of a table. Please take note, if you have a wedding or a party and you want some fun centerpieces, make sure that they are either very low or there is a very clear, tall thing in the middle, and then it goes real high, and there's some fun stuff at the top. Because if you got a real big centerpiece, people can't see the other people across the table. So you think about that. Okay, number 2, for centerpiece. 1 that is of central importance or interest in a larger whole, as in the centerpiece of a political agenda. Next is center punch. 2 words, noun from 1861. A hand punch consisting of a short steel bar with a hardened conical point at one end used for marking the centers of holes to be drilled. Next is center stage. 2 words, noun from 1954. 1. The central part of a theatrical stage. 2. A central or highly prominent position, as in an issue that has taken center stage in the campaign. Center stage is also an adjective or adverb. Next is centesimal. Centesimal, adjective from 1809, marked by or relating to division into hundredths. Next is, I would want to say centesimo, but it is actually pronounced centesimo. No, centesimo. Centesimo. It's Italian, by the way. Centesimo. First form noun from 1851, a former monetary unit equal to 1/100th Italian lira. Centesimo. Now we have the second form, but this one is pronounced centesimo. Noun from circa 1883. It just says see Balboa and peso in the money table. Centesimo. Next is a prefix, centi, C-E-N-T-I. This is, it means number 100, as in centipede. Number 2, it means 1/100th part. Of. 1/100th part of, as in centimeter. So a centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. This is from French. It means hundredth, or Latin, which means 100, from centum, and there's more at the word 100. And then lastly, we have centigrade. And now that I'm thinking about this, this name actually makes a lot more sense instead of the word Celsius, which is why people probably use it. So this is an adjective from 1801, relating to, conforming to, or having a thermometric scale on which the interval between the freezing point of water and the boiling point of water is divided into 100 degrees, with 0 representing the freezing point and 100 the boiling point, as in 10 degrees centigrade. I don't remember if this is the exact same definition as in Celsius, but I feel like this one's better for some reason. I could go look back, but I'm not going to do that. Who has time for that? This is abbreviated with the capital C and compared to the synonym Celsius. But this one makes more sense because it is a grade, a range of degrees that is divided into hundreds. 0 to 100, or kind of 1 to 100. There's 100. There's 100, and that's where the centi prefix comes in. So I kind of like this word more now than I realized. Okay. So we had centerboard, centered, center field, centerfold, center line, center of curvature, center of gravity, center of mass, centerpiece, center punch, center stage, centesimal, centesimo, centesimo, centi, and centigrade. Ooh, boy, this one's hard. What do I want to pick? Because they all sucked. They were all terrible words today. Let's see. I think I'm just going to pick centered. That is the one where emotionally stable and secure. I think we all want to be more centered, right? Just meditate for 20 minutes, sit quietly, breathe, just chill out. I think we all could use that. I'm feeling very centered when I sit and meditate. That's fine. Okay, so today's April 10th. It is the Directors Guild of America Awards. That's the DGA. It is National Siblings Day, so go appreciate your siblings if you have any. In the Netherlands, it is Princess Ariane's birthday. What else? It is Day of the Builder in Azerbaijan. It is Feast of the Third Day of the Writing of the Book of the Law in Thelema. It is Siblings Day International. It is also, internationally. It is also World Homeopathy Day. I think that's how you would say that. And it is National Hug Your Dog Day as well. So if you have a dog, hug your dog. If you don't have a dog, go find somebody else's dog to hug. I think we are going to end it there. Thank you very much for listening. We finished 200 pages. Until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. Oh, all of the songs I do are the same. Podcast time. Listen to the people say the words. It's just one people. It's me people. All right, the first word is centigram. Centigram. Noun from 1801. And it just says to see the metric system table. You're not going to tell me what it is, but I can tell you it is, I believe, 1/100th of a gram, which doesn't weigh very much. All right. Next is centiliter. It is, you could say centiliter or centiliter. Noun from 1801, and it also says see the metric system table. So it is 1/100th of a liter, if you know how much a liter is. Next is, I think I need to turn this down a little bit. Is that okay? Okay, that's fine. Next we have centillion. This is a noun from 1852, and it says to see the number table. Centillion. Well, this is from the Latin centum plus e, which means illion. Oh, the English illion suffix, as in million. So this must be, you know what? I bet this is a 1 with 100 zeros after it. That is a centillion. Although, if it were 100 zeros, I think it would come out to be, it would have to be like 10 centillion or something like that. I don't know. But it's a big number. We got million and billion and trillion, etc. All right, next we have centime or centime. It is a noun from 1801. One, any of several former monetary units equal to 1/100th franc, as of Belgium, France, and Luxembourg. Two just says to see dinar, dirham, franc, and gourd in the money table. So it's 1/100th of those things, probably. Let's see, it's from the French cent, which means 100, blah, 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 blah. Yep, I think that's good for that. Next, we have centimeter. We're rounding out these metric systems. We had centigram, centiliter, here centimeter, or centimeter, I guess some people say. Noun from 1801 just says see the metric system table. A centimeter, it's 1/100th of a meter. It's close to a half an inch, probably, give or take, if you don't know how much, if you don't know how long it is. All right, next is centimeter, gram, second. Y is a length and a weight and time all combined into this. By the way, that is 3 words with hyphens. Adjective from 1875, of, relating to, or being a system of units based on the centimeter as the unit of length, the gram as the unit of mass, and the second as the unit of time. And it is abbreviated to CGS. So it's just a whole encompassing thing about length, weight or mass, and time, and it's based in centimeters, grams, and seconds. Okay. I need some more context. Why is this used? How is this used? Who uses it? All those questions. Next, we have centimo. This is a noun from 1899. 1. A former monetary unit equal to 1/100th of a peseta. 2. Says to see bolivar, colon, dobra, guarani, and sol in the money table. And this is from the Spanish centimo. Next is centimorgan or centimorgan. Oh, I have not heard of this. Noun from 1919. A genetic unit equivalent to 1/100th of a morgan. Yeah, morgan, M-O-R-G-A-N. I've never heard of a morgan. It's a genetic unit, and a centimorgan is 1/100th of it. I am so fascinated by this. All right, next we have centipede. Lots and lots of people don't like seeing these things. Maybe I will post a picture just to bug you all. Okay, noun from 1601. Any of a class of long, flattened, many-segmented, predaceous arthropods with each segment bearing one pair of legs, of which the foremost pair is modified into poison fangs. Ooh, poison fangs. It's not a pair of words that you want to hear together. This is from the Latin centipeda, which is from centi plus ped or peds, which means foot, and there's more at the word foot. So, the centi probably means 100. It probably doesn't have 100 feet, but it's got a lot. So, people say centipede. Some people say millipede, which would be 1,000. But they don't actually have 100 and 1,000 feet, I don't think. And the class, by the way, is Chilopoda. That starts with a CH. And then there's a picture of a centipede. It's just a drawing. It's not the real thing, but yeah, it's got lots and lots of legs and the fangs, and it's got some weird little antenna-looking things hanging off its butt. All right, next we have center. Oh, no, this is centner. Centner. A noun from 1683. Any of various units of weight used especially in Europe and usually equal to about 110 pounds, which is about 50 kilograms. A centner. Okay. Next we have cento. Noun from 1605. Cento. A literary work made up of parts from other works. So this is a Latin, means patchwork garment, perhaps akin to the Sanskrit word kantha or kanthe, which is patched garment. So it's a book that takes its things from other things. It's a collection, not a collaboration. It's a collection of works. It's a cento. All right, we have cento again. This is all caps. It is an abbreviation for Central Treaty Organization. Cento. Next is a prefix. There are 3 versions of it, depending on what comes after. So it's centra, centri, or centro. C-E-N-T-R, or you could put an I at the end, or you can put an O. It just means center, as in centrifugal, or centroid. Let's see, this is from the Greek kentron, which means center, and there's more at the word center. Next is centra, with an A at the end. It is the plural of centrum, which we will get to in 3 episodes. That is the one on April 14th. Next is central, first form. We're going to have a lot of words that start with central after this, mostly in the next episode. So central is an adjective from 1647. 1. Containing or constituting a center. 2. Of primary importance. Synonyms are essential and principal, as in the central character of the novel. 3a. Situated at, in or near the center. 3b. easily accessible from outlying districts, as in a central location for the new theater. That was very smart to put it in that location. 4A, centrally placed and superseding separate scattered units, as in central heating. 4B, controlling or directing local or branch activities, as in the Central Committee. 5, holding to a middle between extremes. Synonym is moderate. 6, of relating to or comprising the brain and spinal cord, also originating within the central nervous system, as in central deafness. That's DEAFNESS, like hard of hearing. Centrally is an adverb. Next is the second form of central. It is a noun from 1889. 1, a telephone exchange or operator. 2, a central office or bureau, usually controlling others, as in weather central. 3, a center or hub for a specified activity or group, as in her house is party central. Oh yeah, party central. Let's have a party. I don't know why I did that. Also is in the family room becomes kid central. Next is central angle, 2 words. Angle is spelled A-N-G-L-E. If you change the L and the E, it would be central angel, but I don't think there's a central angel. Noun from 1904, an angle formed by 2 radii of a circle. And our last word is central bank, 2 words. Noun from 1922, a national bank that operates to establish monetary and fiscal policy and to control the money supply and interest rate. Central banker is a noun. So we had centigram, centiliter, centillion, centime, centimeter, centimeter gram second, centimo, centimorgan, centipede, centener, cento, or CENTO, centra, centra, central angles, and central bank. I am going to pick centimorgan as the word of the episode because I did not know what that was, and I find that fascinating. How have I never heard of a Morgan in terms of genetics? It must be not a common thing. All right. Centimorgan. Your genes are made up of... Wait, what are they made up? They're made up of DNA, right? They're all related. I don't know the details. We're gonna say something like, your genes are made up of DNA, but also Morgans, and 100th of a Morgan is a centimorgan. All right, today is April 11th. It is Divine Mercy Sunday. It is National Pet Day. Also, that's in the U.S., also Australia, Canada, and the U.K. In Costa Rica, it is Battle of Rivas. In India, it is Safe Motherhood Day. In Russia, it is Soviet Air Defense Forces Day. And in Spain, it is April Fair, F-A-I-R. What else is it? It is International Louie Louie Day. It's probably about the song Louie Louie, which nobody knows the words to. It's also World Parkinson's Day, so let's bring some more awareness to that. It is also National Submarine Day here in the U.S. It is National 8-Track Tape Day. I never had an 8-track. I literally didn't even know what they were. I'd never heard of them until probably teenager, adult, I don't know. I mean, they were done before I was, conscious, really. So we just never had 8-tracks, and then I found out about them later. It is also National Barbershop Quartet Day. I enjoy barbershop quartet music. I don't really listen to it, but I like it. Very tight harmonies. So let's see if I can do something clever here. With a little bit of editing and some terrible singing, I can go bum, 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 bum. All right, I don't know if that worked. We'll find out when I edit it. That is all I gotta say today for you. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. It's the podcast. Okay, I don't know why. I feel like maybe I'll tell you a little bit of what's going on in my life. Yesterday was Alfred Hitchcock Day at the time I'm recording this, and so my wife and I watched Strangers on a Train from 1951, and it's really good for a movie from back in the day. Sometimes they're kind of hard to watch, those old movies, but this one was good. We also watched a not great movie before that, a horror movie, which I'm not even going to mention what it is because it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. So why did I even say it? I don't know. I just thought I would do that. I thought there was something else. Oh, if you care to know this, I've been slowly going through the Clone Wars TV show. I think there are like 7 seasons. I never watched it before, and I thought it would be fun to sort of live tweet it while I'm watching it. I only, might get through 2 or 3 episodes a night when I do actually watch it. And so if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Speejampar, SPEJAMPAR, and I'll just make some stupid jokes and stupid questions and post some pictures of it. I do them in threads. Each episode is its own thread. Anyway, I've been doing that slowly. I think I'm only less than 20 episodes in. All right, but you are here for the words. Let's talk about them. Central casting is first. 2 words. Noun from 1957. The department of a movie studio responsible for casting actors, especially viewed as a source of people who are stereotypical of their role in appearance, behavior, or nature, as in a politician right out of central casting. Yeah, most characters in movies are made up of people who stereotypically look like what that character would be, and I have mixed feelings about that. On the one hand, I feel like, yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense, and you want to have that character look like how they should look, but at the same time, the world is made up of people who don't necessarily look like what they identify as, right? So I don't know, that maybe we need to break this mold. All right, next is Central City. 2 words, noun from 1951. A city that constitutes the densely populated center of a metropolitan area. Next is centralize. And I have a hair in my tongue. Get that hair out of here. Centralize, British variation of centralize with a Z-E. That will be coming shortly. Next is centralism. Noun from 1831. The concentration of power and control in the central authority of an organization as a political or educational system, and compared to the word federalism. I think I need to learn more about these things. So what is this? Let's read it again. The concentration of power and control in the central authority of an organization. So what's federalism? Would that be that it's in the government? That the concentration of power is in the government and not the center of an organization? But what is an organization? That can mean lots of things. I don't know. Centralist is a noun or adjective, and centralistic is an adjective. Next is centrality or centrality. Noun from 1647. 1. The quality or state of being central. 2. Central situation. 3. Tendency to remain in or at the center. Next is centralize with a Z-E. This is a verb from 1800, starting with intransitive. There's just one of those. To form a center. Cluster around a center. Now we have transitive. 1. To bring to a center. Synonym is consolidate, as in centralize all the data in one file. 2. To concentrate by placing power and authority in a center or central organization. Centralization is a noun, and centralizer is a noun. That is the one who is doing all of the centralizing. They are centralizing the data into one file. Next, this is going to be fun. The next 2 might be fun, but this one particularly. It is central limit theorem. 3 words. The definition is a very large block of text. It is a noun from 1951. That's when I saw that's not when I saw. That's when the movie Strangers on a Train was made. Okay, this is central limit theorem. any of several fundamental theorems of probability and statistics that state the conditions under which the distribution of a sum of independent random variables is approximated by the normal distribution, especially one which is much applied in sampling and which states that the distribution of a mean of a sample from a population with finite variance is approximated by the normal distribution as the number in the sample becomes large. I just read words and I don't know what they mean. That is not the first time that this has happened. Let us move on to central nervous system. 3 words, noun from circa 1907. The part of the nervous system which, in vertebrates, consists of the brain and spinal cord, to which sensory impulses are transmitted and from which motor impulses pass out. I just have this, they fall over, they pass out. And which coordinates the activity of the entire nervous system. Compare to peripheral nervous system. That would be, after it leaves the central nervous system, that's the peripheral nervous system. Sorry about that. Okay, next we have central processing unit, 3 words, noun from 1961. We just have the synonym CPU. Oh, PU. So we'll get to that later. It's the computer. It's the central processing unit. Next is central tendency, 2 words, noun from circa 1928. The degree of clustering of the values of a statistical distribution that is usually measured by the arithmetic mean, mode, or median. Next is central time, 2 words, noun. The C is often capitalized. It's from 1883. The time of the 6th time zone west of Greenwich that includes the central U.S. And that's the end of that sentence. And then it says to see the time zone illustration. So yes, Greenwich Mean Time, that's where the zeros, that's where time starts. That's not where time starts. That's where, our time is based on our time zones. Although it's not the beginning of the day. The international, it's not the international dateline. That's in the Pacific. But, for some reason, we use Greenwich as the start of something. And yes, so I'm in Central Time. I'm in the Central Time Zone, Central Standard Time, whatever you want to call it. That's where I am. So that's my favorite time. Next is center, C-E-N-T-R-E. It is the chiefly British variation of center, spelled C-E-N-T-E-R. That's the way I spell it. Next is centric, adjective from circa 1590. 1. Located in or at a center. Synonym is central, as in a centric point. 2. Concentrated about or directed to a center, as in a centric activity. 3. Of, relating to, or having a centromere. Oh, are we going to see that in the next episode? Centromere. Number 4. Of, relating to, or resembling an order of radially symmetrical diatoms. And the order is that like, order, class, species, is that what that is? Because in parentheses it says centrales. Of, relating to, resembling an order of radially symmetric. I'm not sure. That's that. Centrically is an adverb and centricity is a noun. And we are now on our last word for this episode. It is a suffix, centric, C-E-N-T-R-I-C. In, where was it? In the last episode? Where is it? I can't find it. There we go. In the last episode, we had the prefix, centra, century. So this, I'm guessing, is, very similar, but it's at the end of a word. It's a suffix. It is, number 1, having a center or centers. And then there's some parentheses. So I'll read it with the parentheses, which doesn't necessarily help. Having such a center or such or so many centers. But the regular definition just says having a center or centers. And we have an example, as in polycentric. 2, having as its center. having as its center, as in heliocentric. And again, we have parentheses, having something specified as its center. That makes a little bit more sense, I think. So those were all the words. We had central casting, central city, centralize, centralism, centrality, centralize, central limit theorem, central nervous system, central processing unit, central tendency, central time, center, centric, and centric. I think I shall pick central nervous system as the word of the episode because it is super important. You wouldn't really be able to do anything without it. It goes down your spine and starts in your brain. Oh, this is where we can sing a song. The central nervous system starts in your brain, in your brain, in your brain. It goes down your brain and into the spinal cord. The central nervous system is in your spinal cord. And then the nerves go out into the rest of your body, through your arms and through your legs and down to your toes and your fingers. All right, well, that was one of the better songs I think I've done. All right, I have to check up on our holidays. In the U.S., it's International Day of Human Spaceflight. It's also in the other parts of the world, too. In Canada, it is Jersey Day. In India, it is Chaitra Sugladi. In Russia, it is Cosmonautics Day, which is probably related to International Day of Human Spaceflight, because they have cosmonauts, and here in America, we have astronauts. So a little bit more information. It is the commemoration of first human in space by Yuri, I can't say his name, Yuri Gagarin from Russia. And it's also called Yuri's Night. That's an international observance. In North Carolina, it is Halifax Day. In Liberia, it is National Redemption Day. It is Children's Day in Bolivia. It is... Oh, and this one, I had to save this one for last. It is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day in the U.S., so I need to make sure that I have some cheese, some vegan cheese, so I can make myself some grilled cheese. Maybe I'll have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And second breakfast. And 11sies. All right, I think that is good for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and you keep on enjoying this, and you go tell all of your people about this podcast. Are we gonna end it there? Yeah, I think we should end it there because I need to get going. I need to record some other stuff. Here we go. Let's end it. 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you very much for listening. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I sing the same things every time. Why am I so obsessed with singing? I don't know. I just like to make sounds and noises. I don't know. It's probably something from my childhood. Dictionary, 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 read the dictionary. That's the theme song for today. Okay, the first word in this episode is centrifugal. 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 The British like to say centrifugal. Centrifugal. That's fun. This word I often get confused with, I believe, another word which is later in this episode, which is centripetal. Centrifugal, centripetal. There may even be another one that I confuse them with. But anyway, let's talk about this one. First form, adjective from circa 1721. 1. Proceeding or acting in a direction away from a center or axis. Away. So if you spin a bucket of water, that is centrifugal force or centrifugal force acting on that. The water stays in the thing because it's going away from the center or the axis. Right? Right, I think. 2. Using or acting by centrifugal force, as in a centrifugal pump. 3. The synonym is efferent. 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 4. Tending away from centralization. The synonym is separatist. I told you in the last episode I've been watching the Clone Wars, and there's the whole group of the separatists. Interesting. So does that mean that they tend away from centralization? They want to be separate from the center? Where did the name come from? Why did they pick that? Interesting. Maybe they talk about that in the books, which I have never read and will probably never read. We have an example, as in centrifugal tendencies in modern society. And centrifugally is an adverb. Let's see. This is from interesting. This is from the New Latin centrifugus, which is from the prefix centra plus the Latin fugere, which means to flee. So it's literally fleeing from the center. And there's more at the word fugitive. The word fugitive comes from fugere, which means to flee because fugitives are fleeing. All right, second form of centrifugal, noun from 1866, a centrifugal machine or a drum in such a machine. So in a dryer, that drum, that thing that spins is using centrifugal force. It's a centrifugal piece in a machine. All right, next we have centrifugal force. Let's get more information on this. It is 2 words, noun from circa 1721. The apparent force that is felt by an object moving in a curved path that acts outwardly away from the center of rotation. And it says compare to, this is the thing that I confuse it with, centripetal force. Centripetal force. And we shall talk about that soon. But first, we have centrifugation, noun from 1903, the process of centrifuging. That's a strange word, centrifuging. Okay, here we go with the next word. It is centrifuge. First form noun from 1887, a machine using centrifugal force for separating substances of different densities for removing moisture or for simulating gravitational effects. Man, I kind of want to go into one of those machines where they simulate, 2G, 3G, 4G. A lot of people throw up, but I would love to try that. I'll never be an astronaut, so I may never get a chance, but that would be fun. This is from the French, centrifuge, which means centrifugal, from the Latin centrifugus. Next is the second form of centrifuge. It is a transitive verb from circa 1895, to subject to centrifugal action, especially in a centrifuge. Next is centriole, noun from circa 1896. Oh, this is a long definition. It's about cells. One of a pair of cellular organelles that occur especially in animals, are adjacent to the nucleus, function in the formation of the spindle apparatus during cell division, and consist of a cylinder with 9 microtubules arranged peripherally in a circle. And it says to see the cell illustration, which of course we talked about a page ago, 2 pages ago. Let's see, where is what am I on? Centriole. Where are you, centriole? So this would have been April 3rd. Luckily, I still have my notes there. It is number 14 in just the animal cell. It looks just like a little circle with a bunch of circles around it, but that's clearly not what that is. Okay, so that is a centriole. Let's see, it's from the Greek zentriole or zentrum, which means center. Next is centripetal, adjective from 1709. 1. Proceeding or acting in a direction toward a center or axis. I got so loud there. Toward. So that's why that's the opposite of centrifugal. Number 2, the synonym is afferent. A-F-F-E-R-E-N-T. For one of the centrifugal ones, the synonym was efferent with an E. This is afferent with an A, so that's going towards the thing. 3, tending toward centralization. Synonym is unifying. And ooh, I'm getting hungry. I could use a grilled cheese sandwich. Centripetally is an adverb. This is from the New Latin centripetus, which is from centra, prefix, plus the Latin patere, which means to go to or seek. And there's more at the word feather, so it means go to the center, not flee in the center, go to the center. Why there's more at the word feather? I don't get that one. But okay. Next is centripetal force. 2 words, noun from 1686. See, this is fascinating to me. What force is it? How does that work that makes things go to the center? We shall find out. The force that is necessary to keep an object moving in a curved path and that is directed inward toward the center of rotation, as in a string on the end of which a stone is whirled about exerts centripetal force on the stone. A string on the end of which is a stone. Okay, so you've got a stone, a string tied to a stone. It's whirled about, but wouldn't that be centrifugal? Centripetal on the stone? I don't get that. And then it just says compared to the word centrifugal force, or the words. I find this, I don't get it. But yeah, no, sometimes there's a natural force that brings things to the center. Somehow. Okay. Next is centrist. Noun from 1872. Number 1 is often capitalized. A member of a center party. 2. A person who holds moderate views. Centrism is a noun and centrist is an adjective. Next is centroid. Noun from 1882. 1. The synonym is center of mass. 2. A point whose coordinates... here's a long definition. Let's get into it. A point whose coordinates are the averages of the corresponding coordinates of a given set of points and which, for a given plane or three-dimensional figure, as a triangle or sphere, corresponds to the center of mass of a thin plate of uniform thickness and consistency or a body of uniform consistency having the same boundary. That's a centroid. Next is centromere, noun from circa 1925, the point or region on a chromosome to which the spindle attaches during mitosis and meiosis. And centromeric is an adjective. Next is centrosome, noun from 1889. Number 1, the synonym is centriole. We had that one before. Earlier this episode. Organelles, that's the thing in the cell. Number 2, the centriole containing region of clear cytoplasm adjacent to the cell nucleus. And our last word is centrosymmetric. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 syllables, and there's three letters in each syllable. Centrosymmetric. Okay, adjective from circa 1909. Symmetric with respect to a central point, as in centrosymmetric molecules. Also as in a centrosymmetric curve. So it's symmetrical all around the outside of a central point. So we had centrifugal force, centrifugation, centrifuge, centriole, centripetal force, centrist, centroid, centromere, centrosome, centrosymmetric. I kind of want to pick one of the centrifugal or centripetal forces, but I'm also very fascinated just by the idea of centrosymmetric because, I don't know, I think that's kind of a cool visual. What would be centrosymmetric? Maybe I can find a picture of something and post it on the socials, which of course all that information is in the episode description. You know that. Centrosymmetric. Sorry, I just cracked my knuckle. That was that sound. Centrosymmetric. It's symmetrical from a center point. Okay, so those were all the words. You can turn this off if you so wish. Let us talk about some holidays. It is April 13th today. It is the Burmese New Year. It is the Lao New Year. It's the start of Ramadan. A Ramadan. Okay, what else is it? What else is it? It is Jefferson's birthday in the U.S. It is Katyn Memorial Day in Poland. It is South and Southeast Asian New Year. It is Teacher's Day in Ecuador. It is Unfairly Prosecuted Persons Day in Slovakia. So yeah, we should be celebrating that all over the world. And what is our fun holiday? Ooh, there's 4 of them. Okay, mostly these are U.S. There's one international, which is International Be Kind to Lawyers Day, because we all like to poke fun at lawyers, but they help us. They do good stuff usually, so be kind to them today, but just today. All the other days you can be mean. National Make Lunch Count Day. I thought maybe it was just Make Lunch Day, but no, you have to make it count. It is National Peach Cobbler Day. Maybe you can eat some peach cobbler. I sure would appreciate that. It is also National Scrabble Day, so you can go play some Scrabble. I'll tell my mom. She loves Scrabble. All right. Well, that's all the stuff for today. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Dictionary time, read the dictionary time. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. It's my podcast. The first word is centrum. Centrum. Noun from 1854. Number 1, the synonym is center. 2, the body of a vertebra ventral to the neural arch. The body of a vertebra ventral to the neural arch. Maybe it's in the heart, possibly? I'm not sure. The centrum. Okay. Yeah. Next is centu. It's the plural of centos, which, I found it before. If you go back to, I think, April 8th, it is a thing of money. So that's what that is, if you want to hear that again. Next we have centum or centum, adjective from 1901 of relating to or constituting an Indo-European language group in which the palatal stops did not in prehistoric times become palatal or alveolar fricatives. All right, so I think that has to do with, language and how the mouth works. But when you don't know what these words mean, it's very confusing. So palatal, Palatal, I'm just going to say palatal. Palatal stops, I think that's related to the palate, probably the palate in the mouth. Would that be the roof of the mouth? So the palatal stops, whatever those are exactly in the way you speak, they did not, in prehistoric times, become palatal or alveolar. Hello, I probably made this joke before. Hello, my name is Al. Alveolar. I don't know what that is. Alveolar fricatives. I wish I should know more about this stuff, but I don't. The centum is relating to the Constitution. I don't know. Somebody explain this to me. It is a Latin word. They would have said centum, which means 100. It is from the fact that its initial sound, maybe we'll understand this a bit better here, its initial sound, which is a velar stop, is the representative of an Indo-European palatal stop, or palatal stop. And there's more at the word 100. The fact that its initial sound is the representative of I still don't understand this. I will never understand this. Please help me. Okay, and then it says compared to the synonym satem or satem, S-A-T-E-M. So we have centum and satem. So maybe that's the opposite. Okay, next we have centurion or centurion. Noun from the 13th century, an officer commanding a Roman century. And I don't think, we'll learn about century in the next word. Any etymology we want to say? No. Century. So this is a few things. It is a noun from 1533. 1, a subdivision of the Roman legion. 2, a group, sequence, or series of 100 like things. You could have a century of a lot of things. Usually we think of it as years. A century of years It's been a century since 1921, but it can be a century of lots of things. Number 3, a period of 100 years, especially of the Christian era or of the preceding period of human history. 4, a race over 100 units, as yards or miles. So if you race 100 miles or 100 yards, you are racing a century. Next is century plant, 2 words, noun from 1764, a Mexican agave that takes many years to mature, flowers only once, and then dies. Wow, that's sad. It says many years to mature. Maybe it's not 100 years, but they call it a century plant just because they're like, it's a lot of years. We'll just call it a century plant. And the scientific name is Agave americana. Well, that's very sad. It flowers once, and then it's like, nope, I'm done. I took all my energy into that flower, and that's all I could do. Next is CEO, all caps, noun from 1975, the executive with the chief decision-making authority in an organization or business, and it stands for Chief Executive Officer. I guess I would be the CEO of this podcast. Next is, this is a fun word, at least in its spelling and pronunciation. It is spelled Ceorl. It is pronounced Cheorl. It says that it's 2 syllables, but I feel like it should be 3 syllables. Cheorl. Cheorl. Okay, noun from before the 12th century. It is a freeman of the lowest rank in Anglo-Saxon England. This is Old English. We don't usually see Old English in here. And there's more at the word churl, Churl. It'll be a while before we see that one. But yeah, it's cheorl. Such a hard word to say. Cheorl. Okay, next, let's move on to seep or sep. It is spelled Cepe, and you may or may not put an accent over the first E. You can pronounce it sep or seep. You can also spell it just C-E-P. Okay, noun from 1865, and we have the synonym porcini. So this is French from the Gascon word cep, which means tree trunk or mushroom, from the Latin kippus, which means stake or post. Next is a prefix, cephal or cephalo. So this gets into a whole new section that's going to go into at least the next episode. So let's get into it. This prefix just means head, cephal or cephalo, as in cephalad or cephalopod. And it doesn't specifically say it. It says it's from the Greek, a few forms of the Greek word, kephal, kephalo, kephali, but that pretty much means head. I don't remember where it was, somewhere earlier in the seas probably, but there was something else that we came across that meant head, I think. But now we're really in this section. Now we have cephalad. This was one of the examples that we just read that means head, or, the first part means head. Cephalad is an adverb from 1887, toward the head or anterior end of the body. So anything that's going towards the head or that end is cephalad. Cephalad. Next is cephalexin, noun from 1967, a semi-synthetic cephalosporin C16, H17, N3O4S with a spectrum of antibiotic activity similar to the penicillins. This is from cephalosporin plus X plus in. Oh, that wasn't helpful. Cephalexin. All right, next we have cephalic. Adjective from 1599. 1, of or relating to the head. 2, directed toward or situated on or in or near the head. Cephalic. Cephalically is an adverb. Let's see, this is from the Latin cephalicus, from the Greek kaphalikos, from kephali, which means head, akin to the Old High German Gebal, Gebal, which means skull. from the Old Norse gaffel, Gafl, which means gable, from the talk a word, talk, Toch, second word, capital A, not sure what that is. That word is spal, and that means head. Next is cephalic index, 2 words, noun from 1866. The ratio multiplied by 100 of the maximum breadth from side to side of the head to its maximum length from front to back in living individuals. The ratio multiplied by 100 of the maximum breadth from side to side of the head. So maybe if you tilt your head from side to side, which I am doing right now, and then you multiply that by 100, of the head to its maximum length from front to back in living individuals. So it's like doctors probably use this. It's a ratio of tilting your head from side to side and tilting your head front to back. And if you can't do one so well, then they probably mean something medically, and so that's the cephalic index. And then you can compare it to the cranial index. Okay, next we have cephalin or cephalin, noun from circa 1899, and we have a long synonym word. It is phosphatidylethanolamine. That is giving me nightmares from a recent exclusive episode, Patreon exclusive episode I did. So if you want to hear those, which I am doing now regularly, you can pay me $5 a month on Patreon. Anyway, so one of the words in that book, this book that I'm going through, which is the Indispensable Dictionary of Unusual Words, I strongly suggest that you go buy it. So, we can support the author. It's just a lot of words that are not typically used and not probably in the dictionary. But one of the words took up almost an entire column of the book, and it was over 1,800 letters, and it was very similar to this phosphatidylethanolamine, and I had a very hard time reading it, and I think I skipped the end, and my wife thought that I was having a seizure from the other room. Anyway, that's what cephalin is. Next is cephalization, noun from 1864, a tendency in the evolution of organisms to concentrate the sensory and neural organs in an anterior head. And I think we are on our last word. It is cephalometry, 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 noun from circa 1889, the science of measuring the head in living individuals. Compare to the synonym craniometry. No, you would probably say craniometry. There we go. Is this the thing? No. I was thinking this was the thing where there's like the picture of the head, and then there's different sections that are broken up, and they have different things of life inside. But I think that's something different. This is measuring the head. So that's, you gotta. What's your head size? I don't know. What's your hat size? I have a rather large head for some reason. I guess technically that means I have a large brain, but it could also just mean I have a small brain with a very thick skull, which I think is more the case. And then we have an adjective. It is cephalometric. All right, so we had centrum, centu, centum, centurion, century, century plant, CEO, chaoral, cephal, cephalad, cephalexin, cephalic index, cephalin, cephalization, and cephalometry. I'm not sure what I want to pick. What do I want to pick? Let's pick centum or centum as the word of the episode. That is the one what I was very confused about, this whole thing about palatal stops and alveolar fricatives in the Indo-European language, and I don't understand what that is, but maybe I shall find a website that I can link to that you can find in the episode notes for more information if you are so curious to find it. Centum, 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 centum. That is the song for centum. Okay, today is April 14th. It is the Bengali New Year. Lots of New Year's happening around this time of year. The Cambodian New Year. It is also International Day of Pink, so wear some pink. It is the Tamil New Year. In Israel, How do you say this? HaZikaron. Yom HaZikaron starts. Ramadan is still going on. It is in India, Ambedkar Jayanti. It's also in India, Vaisakhadi and also Vaisakhi. And then in Mexico, it is America's Day. So they're celebrating all the Americas in Mexico. It is also Black Day in South Korea. It is in Russia, it is Day of Mologa. In Georgia, it is Day of the Georgian Language. That's the country Georgia. In the Maldives, it is Devehi Language Day. In the Mande speakers, I'm not sure who they are, but they celebrate the Nko Alphabet Day. It's Pan-American Day in several countries in the Americas. That's probably related to the one that I said before in Mexico. Lots and lots of New Year's. Wow. All over South and Southeast. Oh, I mentioned this yesterday. South and Southeast Asian New Year, which is celebrated in India's Assam Valley, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Punjab, Cambodia, Laos, Maldives, India's Lakshadweep and Kerala State, Mithila region, India's Kerala State, Nepal, India's Odisha State, Sri Lanka, India's Tamil Nadu State, Thailand, India's Karnataka State, lots of states in India. Maybe it's not all of them. In Japan, it is the first day of Takayama Spring Festival, and in Angola, it is Youth Day. I had no idea there were so many things today on April 14th. And then it is National Ex-Spouse Day, so maybe you need to contact your ex-spouse if you have one. It is National Gardening Day. It is also National Look Up at the Sky Day. Yes, we all need to do that more. Okay, well, I think I'm actually going to go record one of those exclusive episodes, so maybe I will see some of you there. And that's it for today. It's the end of page 201. Please write me a review on your podcast platforms, especially Apple Podcasts. That would be terribly appreciated. Go ahead and subscribe. We're around episode 800, and when we hit 1,000, you may not have access to anything before that. And so, you got to subscribe and share and let the people know. And, give me some messages. Send me some messages. I got a Google Voice number. Contact me on the social media, all that fun stuff. We have lots and lots of fun in this podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. Singy song, theme song. So, we are at the top of page 202. The first word is cephalopod. CEPHALOPOD. This is a noun from 1826. Any of a class of marine mollusks, including the squids, cuttlefishes, and octopuses that move by expelling water from a tubular siphon under the head, and that have a group of muscular, usually sucker-bearing arms around the front of the head, highly developed eyes, and usually a sac containing ink which is ejected for defense or concealment. And cephalopod is also an adjective. This is from the prefix cephal plus the Greek word pod or pous, which means foot. Obviously, cephal means head, and there's more at the word foot. So it's head and foot. Their feet are connected to the head, and that's pretty much all they are. And then the class name, by the way, is Cephalopoda. These animals are amazing and smart, and a lot of them have camouflage abilities, which are crazy and unique. And yeah, if you don't know much about these, go watch some YouTube videos about cephalopods. Next is cephaloridine or cephaloridine. Noun from 1964. A semi-synthetic broad-spectrum antibiotic, C19H17N3O4S2, derived from cephalosporin. That is our next word, cephalosporin. Noun from 1951. Any of several antibiotics produced by an imperfect fungus. The genus name is Acremonium, and then the scientific name Cephalosporium. It's a kind of a fungus. Maybe that's where the spore comes from. Cephalosporin. I'm curious though why the head part is in here. The cephal. Why is there the head connected to this? I don't know. I shall never know. Moving on to cephalothin. Noun from 1962. A semi-synthetic broad-spectrum antibiotic derived from cephalosporin and used in the form of its sodium salt. C16H15N2NaO6S2. So they use the cephalosporin to make these other things. So part of it is a natural substance, and then part of it is synthetic. That's why it is semi-synthetic. Okay, next is cephalothorax. Noun from 1835. The united head and thorax of an arachnid or higher crustacean. The cephalothorax. So would that be that? So the head and the thorax together are called the cephalothorax? Seems kind of odd to call them their own thing. I don't know. Okay, next we have cepheid. I guess you could also say cepheid, but I'm going to say cepheid. Capital Cepheid. Noun from circa 1903. Any of a class of variable stars whose very regular light variations are related directly to their intrinsic luminosities and whose apparent luminosities are used to estimate distances in astronomy. This is from Cepheus, which is next, so that's where they get their name, Cepheid. Cepheus, capital Cepheus, Cepheus, noun from 1563, a constellation between Cygnus and the North Pole. The North Pole? How is there a constellation between Cygnus and the North Pole? Is it the North Pole of the sky? How is that? I don't understand that. But it's a constellation in the sky. You can go look it up. Okay, next is ceramic. First form. Adjective from 1850. Of or relating to the manufacture of any product. Made essentially from a non-metallic mineral by firing at a high temperature. Also, of or relating to such a product. So, manufacture of any material as earthenware, porcelain, or brick. Those are all considered ceramic. And then the non-metallic mineral, an example would be clay. Yes, usually it's clay. This is from the Greek keramikos, from keramos, which means potter's clay or pottery. I've made some ceramics when I was a younger lad, and that sounds like a song. I've made some ceramics when I was a younger lad. They were all very terrible. Okay, next is the second form of ceramic, noun from 1859. 1. The art or process of making ceramic articles, and that would be plural, ceramics. 2. A product of ceramic manufacture. Next is ceramide. Ceramide, noun from 1958. Any of various lipids formed by linking a fatty acid to sphingosine and found widely but in small amounts in plant and animal tissue. Ceramide. This is from cerebroside plus amide. And why is my throat all phlegmy? No, maybe it's the hot chocolate that I had. Shouldn't have had that. Next we have ceramist or ceramist or ceramicist, noun from 1855, one who makes ceramic products or works of art. Works of art. Ceramicist or ceramist or ceramist. I think I would like to say ceramicist for some reason. Next we have cerate, C-E-R-A-T-E, noun from the 15th century, an unctuous preparation for external use consisting of wax or resin or spermaceti mixed with oil, lard, and medicinal ingredients. Why is it unctuous? External use, consider it. So it's got all that stuff. Doesn't really say what they use it for. It is cerate. And what is this word? Spermaceti. Spermaceti? Okay, so this is from the Latin ceratum, which means wax salve, from cera, which means wax, and there's more at the word ceramin, which I believe was... Oh, that must be coming up, because we haven't gotten there yet. Okay, next is ceratopsian. Ceratopsian, noun from 1909. Any of a suborder, Ceratopsia, of ornithischian dinosaurs of the late Cretaceous having horns, a sharp horny beak, and a bony frill projecting backward from the skull. We should find a picture of one of these. Ceratopsian. Ceratopsian is also an adjective. This is from the Greek keratops. That's the Latin keratops, which is the genus, from the Greek keros, which means horn, plus ops, which means face, so horn on the face. And there's more at the words horn or eye. Ornithischian. I think, does that mean that they're bird dinosaurs? I mean, kind of birds are dinosaurs. They've pretty much proven that. But yeah, I think ornithischian dinosaurs. Maybe some dinosaurs aren't considered birds. I don't know. But yeah, birds, dinosaurs. We're living with small flying dinosaurs these days. All right, next is Cerberus. Capital Cerberus. Cerberus. Noun from the 14th century. A three-headed dog that in Greek mythology guards the entrance to Hades. And Cerberian is an adjective. I believe, wasn't there one of these in Harry Potter in one of the first couple of books, I think? I feel like I'm remembering that correctly, although I could totally be wrong. All right, so we have one more word for this episode. It is a suffix, cercal. I believe it would be pronounced circle or circal. So it just means tailed. So if you see circal at the end of a word, it means tailed. And we have an example. Homocircal. Homocircle. How do you say this word? Homocircal? I don't know. And homo means same in this. I think it means same or similar, something like that, if I'm remembering that correctly. So what would that mean? Same-tailed? I don't know. I have no idea what that word is, but our real word is circal. So today we had cephalopod, cephaloridine, cephalosporin, cephalothin, cephalothorax, cepheid, cepheus, ceramic, ceramide, ceramist, cerate, ceratopsian, Cerberus, and circal. Well, I will post a picture of a cephalopod, but I also think I'm going to make cephalopod as the word of the episode because those creatures are crazy. Cephalopods are crazy. Cephalopods are crazy. Go look up some cephalopods because they're crazy. Those were all the words for today. I'm going to say some holidays. So what am I going to do when I get to the end of once I've said all the holidays for a whole year, which I think I started this probably in January, February, I don't remember. What do I do after that for the next year? Do I keep on saying the holidays? Do I give you people who were born on that day? You know, there are some options. So I guess we'll figure that out when I get there. So April 15th is National High Five Day. Maybe still when we're in a pandemic and not everybody's vaccinated, don't give people high fives. But you can give yourself a high five. You can high five the people you live with who are in your bubble. That would be fine. Just do that. It is also Jackie Robinson Day, so go celebrate that. I wonder why it's today. Is it his birthday? Maybe. Taxes are due today. If you owe taxes, you got to get your taxes in here in America. Go do that. It is Yom HaAtzmaut. I think that's in Israel. It's just a Jewish holiday. It is the third day of Ramadan. It is the EFL Awards in the United Kingdom. Let's see, what else? It is in Belgium, birthday of King Philip. In Belgium and Netherlands, it is Day of Secretaries. In India, it is Mesadi. It is in Peru, National Poet Day. In Latin America, it's tax day. They call it Dia de Impuestos. What else? What else is it? Day of the Sun in North Korea. It is Father Damien Day in Hawaii. It is Hillsborough Disaster Memorial in Liverpool, England. Ooh, it's National American Sign Language Day in the U.S. My sister is a sign language interpreter, and this is a very good thing to learn so you can communicate with more people. It is One Boston Day in the U.S. It's the Bengali New Year. It is Universal Day of Culture. Oh, and it's also World Art Day. So it's just do art today. And then one last fun holiday. It is National Laundry Day. So maybe this is the one day of the year where you do your laundry. I don't think I could go a full year. I'd have to buy all new clothes. Okay, well, that was an episode. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. Words, 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 words. It's the theme song for this episode. Listen to these words. The first word is cercaria. 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 Noun from circa 1871. A usually tadpole-shaped larval trematode worm that develops in a molluscan host from a redia. What is a redia? R-E-D-I-A. A usually tadpole-shaped larval trematode worm that develops in a molluscan host from a redia. And cercarial is an adjective. That is good for that. Do we want to post a picture of a cercaria? I don't know. Some people may not want to see it. We'll find a picture and then we'll decide. Okay, next is, I think it's just called or pronounced circus, but it is spelled C-E-R-C-U-S, not the circus with the clowns. This is a noun from 1826, either of a pair of simple or segmented appendages at the posterior end of various arthropods that usually act as sensory organs. Circus. And the plural would be circi or circi. So I wonder if we go back to the centipede, if those little things sticking out the end of its butt would be these circi. I don't know, maybe. Next we have sir. I think that's just how it's pronounced. It is spelled C-E-R-E, sir, first form. Is a transitive verb from the 15th century, to wrap in or as if in a surcloth. You are sirring in a surcloth. When are we going to see that? Yeah, that may be in, looks like the next episode. Okay, so the etymology says it's Middle English, and it means to impregnate with wax. So it's some sort of wax paper, wax cloth, something like that. Second form of sir is a noun from the 15th century. A usually waxy protuberance or enlarged area at the base of the bill of a bird. So the base, I wonder, so yeah, I'm thinking like, I guess there's sort of like where the bill connects to the rest of it, there's maybe a little bumpy thing, maybe, and it's maybe waxy, and maybe that would be the sir. All right, that's interesting. Yeah, and it's a Latin word that means wax. But I think, so the Middle Latin word is cara, Middle French, sir, something like that. Who knew that was a thing that had a word? Next is cereal, or you could say surreal if you want. First form, adjective from 1818, relating to grain or to the plants that produce it. Also, made of grain. So this is from the French céréale, from the Latin cerealis, which means of ceres or ceres, Ceres. And that means of grain. So maybe they had a lot of grain in ceres, and then this grain, it just became cereal. That is where the word comes from. Every time you eat cereal, it means of ceres. Second form of cereal is a noun from 1832. Sorry for all these weird mouth smacky things. I will try to limit those. 1. A plant, as a grass, yielding starchy grain suitable for food. Also, its grain. 2. A prepared foodstuff of grain, as oatmeal or cornflakes. There are so many kinds of cereal out there. Yeah, so the cereal, I mean, the real definition is just this sort of grain stuff that you can eat or mix with stuff or whatever. But then, as time went on, cereals, as we used to eat, the grains in a bowl, maybe they became other types of cereal. When I was a kid, I would eat, oh boy, so many different cereals. I would sometimes eat Cookie Crisp and Golden Grams and Honey Bunches of Oats and Frosted Flakes and grape nuts, and oh man, they were all good. Kicks. What else was there? Cornflake. I didn't really eat cornflakes, I guess. I was definitely one of those sugar kids. Okay, moving on to cereal, leaf, beetle, 3 words, noun from 1962. A small reddish-brown, black-headed, old-world chrysomelid beetle that feeds on cereal grasses and is a serious pest of U.S. grain crops. And the scientific name is Oluma melanopus. Something like that. Maybe we'll post a picture of this guy. Next is cerebellum, noun from 1543, a large dorsally projecting part of the brain concerned especially with the coordination of muscles and the maintenance of bodily equilibrium, situated between the brainstem and the back of the cerebrum, and formed in humans in 2 lateral lobes and a median lobe. And then it says to see the brain illustration. So I'm sure I talked about this before. Cerebellar is an adjective. It's a very important part of the brain. Next is a prefix, cerebro, or you could take off the O. Number 1, it means brain or cerebrum, as in cerebration. And we're going to see that word in this episode, cerebration or cerebrate. Cerebration is not actually one of the words, but it is one of the forms of the word. Anyway, cerebration, and then number 2, cerebral and as in the example, cerebrospinal. So that is all about the cerebral, the cerebellum, that part, and the spine. Next is cerebral, cerebral, adjective from 1816, 1A, of or relating to the brain or the intellect. 1B, of, relating to, affecting, or being the cerebrum. 2A, appealing to intellectual appreciation, as in cerebral drama. 2B, primarily intellectual in nature, as in a cerebral society. And cerebrally is an adverb. This is from the Latin cerebrum, which means brain, akin to the Old High German Hirni, which means brain, that is spelled Hirni, from the Greek kera, which means head, plus or keras, which means horn, or the Sanskrit siras, which means head, and there's more at the word horn. Next is cerebral cortex, 2 words, noun from 1926. The convoluted surface layer of gray matter of the cerebrum that functions chiefly in coordination of sensory and motor information. And then it says to compare to the word neocortex, which is, it's a different kind of cortex, different part of the brain. Next is cerebral hemisphere, 2 words, noun from 1816, either of the 2 hollow convoluted lateral halves of the cerebrum. So there's as we read in the word cerebellum, it was split into 2 lobes plus a median lobe. So these are the cerebral hemispheres. And then it says to see the brain illustration, which you can go back and find that episode probably. Next is cerebral palsy, 2 words, noun from 1889, a disability resulting from damage to the brain before, during, or shortly after birth, and outwardly manifested by muscular incoordination and speech disturbances. And then cerebral palsied with a hyphen is an adjective. This is a very clear example of what happens when either the cerebrum or the cerebellum. Does it say which one? Damn it. So if there's damage to that part of the brain or a specific part of the brain, or it's not formed correctly, this is an example of what happens because the cerebellum is dealing with body equilibrium and motor function and coordination and speech. And so the example I can think of is the son in Breaking Bad. The actor has, I think, a mild form of cerebral palsy. So I don't know if his acting was accentuating that, or if that was pretty natural in him. But often they're using crutches to get around because it's harder to walk because of the motor functions, and then the speech comes out a little bit differently. I'm sure that they can use physical therapy and speech therapy to help those things, but if there's damage to that part of the brain, then that's that. You got to live with that. So that's cerebral palsy. Is it cerebral or is it cerebral? I think it's cerebral. Next is cerebrate. Not celebrate, it is cerebrate. Intransitive verb from 1915, to use the mind. Synonym is think, and cerebration is a noun. You can just say I'm thinking, or you can say I'm cerebrating if you want to sound particularly intellectual. Next is cerebricide. Cerebricide. Noun from 1883. Any of various glycolipids found especially in nerve tissue. And this is from Cerebros galactose. Okay, yeah, I got nothing to say about that. And then our last word is cerebrospinal. This was the thing, this was one of the examples in that prefix cerebro. So we have cerebrospinal. This is an adjective from 1826, of or relating to the brain and spinal cord, or to these together with the cranial and spinal nerves that innervate voluntary muscles. That is a very important part of the body. So we had today cercaria, that's a worm, circus, those are the things at the end of an arthropod, cereal leaf beetle, cerebellum, cerebral cortex, cerebral hemisphere, cerebral palsy, I can't say this word, cerebrate, cerebricide, and cerebrospinal. Well, part of me wants to pick cereal as the word of the episode, but I think I am going to pick cerebral as the word of the episode because I like things that are cerebral. I like things that make me think. Movies and TV shows and podcasts. I listen to a lot of sciencey podcasts, and they make me think and they make me learn. Movies that have to do with time travel or weird, just thinky things. I like the thinky things. The thinky things are cerebral, so I like cerebral. These songs are something else. All right, so it's holiday time. April 16th, it is the 4th day of Ramadan. It would be great if today were like Cerebral Palsy Day, but I can't imagine the chances of that. In Denmark, it is birthday of Queen Margrethe II. It is, stand by. Let's see, the birthday of Jose de Diego in Puerto Rico. It is Emancipation Day in Washington, D.C. In Hungary, it is Memorial Day for the victims of the Holocaust. In the U.S., it is National Healthcare Decisions Day. In Iraqi Kurdistan, it is Remembrance of Chemical Attack on Balisan and Sheikh Wasan. It is World Voice Day. I am using my voice. Let's see. This is a worldwide annual event that takes place on April 16th, devoted to the celebration of the phenomenon of voice. Well, not everybody has that, but a lot of people do. Voice is important, and my voice is feeling very rough right now. And what are the fun holidays for today? Okay, it is National Eggs Benedict Day. It is National Librarian Day. It is Selena Day. I think that is, it's Selena, it's just Selena. That's her whole name. And no, I don't want to create an account with you, so let's close that. This is Selena, who died in 1995. She was only 23 years old. What a travesty that was. Also, Wear Pajamas to Work Day, which has been, we've been celebrating that for over a year now, most of us. So that's all I got to say for today. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. I was about to say, for some reason, happy birthday. Happy birthday if it's your birthday. All right. Hello. I'm getting real lazy on these theme songs. So, okay, this is going to be a bit of a long episode. We'll try and get through this quick. The first word is cerebrospinal fluid. That is 2 words. Noun from circa 1889. A colorless liquid that is comparable to serum, is secreted from the blood into the lateral ventricles of the brain, and serves chiefly to maintain uniform pressure within the brain and spinal cord. It is very important stuff. Next is cerebrospinal meningitis. This sounds bad. 2 words, noun from 1873. Inflammation of the meninges of both brain and spinal cord. Specifically, an infection, often epidemic and fatal, meningitis caused... An infectious, often epidemic and fatal meningitis caused by the meningococcus. Yeah, you don't want this to happen. I don't know if you can do anything to prevent it from happening, but hopefully you don't get this. Next is cerebrovascular. Cerebrovascular, big word. 6 syllables. Adjective from 1935. Of or involving the cerebrum and the blood vessels supplying it. And then we're going to see cerebrum shortly. But first we have cerebrovascular accident. That is a very specific thing. Cerebrovascular, it's an accident. It is a noun from 1935, and we have the number 5 definition for the word stroke. So that's a much more scientific way to say stroke. Next is cerebrum. Cerebrum, cerebrum, noun from 1615. Number 1 is the 1A definition for the word brain. And number 2, this is a long definition with an interesting synonym at the end. An enlarged anterior or upper part of the brain, especially the expanded anterior portion of the brain that in higher mammals overlies the rest of the brain, consists of cerebral hemispheres and connecting structures, and is considered to be the seat of conscious mental processes. And the synonym is telencephalon. Telencephalon. It's considered to be the seat of conscious mental processes. I believe there is evidence that consciousness does not specifically lie in the brain, and that is a big, big question. But, maybe a lot of it lies there. I don't know. What is consciousness anyway? But the cerebrum is important. Okay, next we have cercloth. We talked about this in the last episode a little bit. Cercloth. It is a noun from 1553. Cloth treated with melted wax or gummy matter and formerly used especially for wrapping a dead body. Why did they put the wax on it, though? I don't know. It is an alternative of the earlier cerd cloth, C-E-R-E-D cloth, and that is 2 words, and that just means waxed cloth. So for some reason, they put this wax on the cloth and wrapped the dead bodies in it. The wax probably, sealed the cloth, so if there was any weird stuff that came out of the dead body, it wouldn't mess up the cloth. It would keep it, all together, all inside. Cercloth. Okay, next we have cerement or cerement. Noun from 1602, a shroud for the dead, especially the synonym cercloth. And this is usually used in plural, cerements. All right, next we have ceremonial. Ceremonial. Adjective from the 14th century. 1. Marked by, involved in, or belonging to ceremony. Stressing careful attention to form and detail, as in ceremonial rites. 2. Having no real power or influence, as in his new position is largely ceremonial. He really can't do anything. Ceremonialism is a noun, and ceremonialist is a noun, and ceremonially is an adverb. And we have synonym information for this word. Okay, ceremonial, ceremonious, formal, conventional mean marked by attention to or adhering strictly to prescribed forms. Ceremonial and ceremonious both imply strict attention to what is prescribed by custom or by ritual, but ceremonial applies to things that are associated with ceremonies, as in a ceremonial offering. Ceremonious to persons, there was a comma, and ceremonious to persons given to ceremony or to acts attended by ceremony, as in made his ceremonious entrance. Formal applies both to things prescribed by and to persons obedient to custom and may suggest stiff, restrained, or old-fashioned behavior, as in a formal report, also as in the headmaster's formal manner. I much prefer casual over formal. Conventional implies accord with general custom and usage, as in conventional courtesy, and may suggest a stodgy lack of originality or independence, as in conventional fiction. That was lots of good information in there. Second form of ceremonial is a noun from the 14th century, a ceremonial act, action, or system. Ceremonious is next. Adjective from 1553. 1. Devoted to forms and ceremony, as in ceremonious courtiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just like counting syllables sometimes. Ceremonious. Number 2, of, relating to, or constituting a ceremony, as in a ceremonious occasion. 3, according to formal usage or prescribed procedures, as in the cold and ceremonious politeness of her curtsy. That's a quote from Jane Austen. It's very ceremonial. Number 4, marked by ceremony, as in a ceremonial procession. The synonym says, see the word ceremonial, which we read. Ceremoniously is an adverb, and ceremoniousness is a noun. Next is our last word. It is ceremony. Ceremony. It's money dipped in wax. No. It is a noun from the 14th century. 1. A formal act or series of acts prescribed by ritual, protocol, or convention, as in the marriage ceremony. 2a, a conventional act of politeness or etiquette, as in the ceremony of introduction. 2b, an action performed only formally with no deep significance. 2c, a routine action performed with elaborate pomp, and we often say pomp and circumstance. 3a, prescribed procedures. The synonym is usages, as in the ceremony attending an inauguration. 3b, observance of an established code of civility or politeness, as in opened the door without ceremony and strode in. So today we had cerebrospinal fluid, cerebrospinal meningitis, cerebrovascular accident, cerebrum, cerecloth, cerement, ceremonial, ceremonious, ceremony. Let me do some counting here. Cerebrospinal fluid, cerebrospinal meningitis. That's 9. Okay. There's a reason I'm doing that. Stand by for that. Okay, well, I have to pick a word of the episode. I'm going to pick... What am I going to pick? Cerebrum as the word of the... Although, we were doing... I'll just pick ceremony as the word of the episode. Who doesn't love a good ceremony? Ceremony, have some fun at the ceremony. Okay, so today is April 17th. It is a record store day. That is a day where albums on vinyl are released and are only available at certain record stores. I have participated in this a couple times. I got a couple records. I didn't get a couple that I wanted to get, which was very sad, but, it's okay. But I don't know, what did they do last year because of the pandemic? What are they doing this year because of the pandemic? I'm not really sure. Let's see. It is the 5th day of Ramadan. In the UK, it is Bat Appreciation Day. We should always be appreciating the bats. It is Malbec World Day, so you go have some Malbec wine. It is, Evacuation Day in Syria. It is FAO Day in Iraq. In American Samoa, it is Flag Day. It is Women's Day in Gabon. That's a good day. It is World Hemophilia Day. So hemophiliacs are the ones who, their bodies don't stop up the bleeding so good. It is Husband Appreciation Day. Appreciate the husbands if you want to. It is National Cheese Ball Day, so sometimes people make cheese balls, so you can have a cheese ball. And then it is International Haiku Poetry Day. If you don't know, haikus are poems with 3 lines. The first line has 5 syllables, the second line has 7 syllables, and the third line has 5 syllables. They don't need to rhyme. They don't necessarily need to make the most sense necessarily. So I'm gonna put a few of these words together, and it's gonna be a haiku. Let me just do some double checking here. Okay, so the haiku for this episode is ceremonial, cerebrospinal fluid, ceremonious. Or I guess we could flip it around. We could say ceremonious, cerebrospinal fluid, ceremonial. Either way, whichever one you prefer. That's all I got to say for today. Thank you very much for listening. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I'm not going to do a theme song because I don't feel like it. Okay, we are at the end of page 202. Please rate and review. Write me a review. What else? Please share this and subscribe to get all of the episodes. You will have all of them accessible to you if you subscribe on your platform of choice. But yeah, just tell people about a place that you can learn about all the words. Okay, the first word is Cherenkov radiation. Cherenkov is capital Cerenkov. It is a noun from 1939. Light produced by charged particles as electrons, traversing a transparent medium at a speed greater than that of light in the same medium. Ah, okay. I have a hail on my tongue. That is the second time that's happened recently. So it's also called Cherenkov light. So is it saying that it'll go faster than light in what? I don't get that. How is that even possible? Okay, this is from P.A. Cherenkov. I don't know what the P.A. stand for, but they were probably Russian and probably figured out this stuff. Okay, next we have Ceres, capital C-E-R-E-S, Ceres, noun from the 15th century. 1, the Roman goddess of agriculture. And then compare to the synonym Demeter, D-E-M-E-T-E-R. I think that would that be the Greek goddess of agriculture? Possibly, maybe. Number 2, a dwarf planet that orbits within the asteroid belt with a mean distance from the sun of 2.7 astronomical units, which is 260 million miles, and a diameter of 590 miles, which is 950 kilometers. So we have some dwarf planets in our solar system. And this one is it's inside of the asteroid belt. You figured it all out, right? There's a They Might Be Giants song that they just list the planets and the stuff. So maybe if I feel like it, I'll put in a clip here where Ceres is mentioned.
Asteroid belt,
Ceres,
Pallas,
Vesta,
and a bunch of other stuff.
Next is Sirius, C-E-R-E-U-S, noun from 1730, any of various cacti of the western U.S. and tropical America. And the genus is Sirius. It's from the Latin that means wax candle, and there's more at the word ceramin, so, it probably produces some sort of wax. Okay, next is Cyric, or Cyric, C-E-R-I-C, adjective from 1869, of relating to or containing cerium, especially with a valence of 4. There's 4 valences. Next is Ceres, Ceres, C-E-R-I-S-E, Ceres, noun from 1844. It is a moderate red. And this is it's a French word, cerise, and it literally means cherry. And there's more at the word cherry, so probably cherry red. Next is cerium, noun from 1804, a malleable, ductile, metallic element that is the most abundant of the rare earth group. So it's rare, but there's a lot of it compared to the rare ones. And then it says to see the element table. And this is from Ceres, which is the asteroid. So maybe Ceres has a lot of it on there or something like that. It's related somehow to that. Next is Cermet. Cermet, C-E-R-M-E-T, noun from 1948. A composite structural material of a heat-resistant compound as titanium carbide and a metal as nickel used especially for turbine blades. It's from combining ceramic and metal, Cermet. Next is CERN, all caps, C-E-R-N, abbreviation for, where's the first part? Oh, okay, I gotcha. Okay, so it's an abbreviation for the European Organization for Nuclear Research, but the actual abbreviation is for the French, which is Conseil Européen pour la recherche nucléaire, CERN, Conseil Européen, blah blah blah. You got it. But yeah, they're doing nuclear research in Europe. Next is Cero, C-E-R-O. It's like zero with a C. Cero, noun from 1884. A large spotted food and sport fish of the warmer parts of the western Atlantic. And the scientific name is Scomberomerus regalis. This is modified of the Spanish word sierra, S-I-E-R-R-A, which means saw or Sero. So maybe its jaw is like a saw, maybe? I don't know. We got to find a picture of this guy, maybe. Okay, next we have Cerus, C-E-R-O-U-S, adjective from 1869, of relating to or containing cerium, especially with a valence of 3. Oh, what? Where was the other one that we had? Cyric has a valence of 4, and Cirrus has a valence of 3. Is there another word that has a valence of 2? Okay, next word is cert, C-E-R-T, abbreviation for certificate, certification, certified, or certify. Yeah, there we go. Next is certain, first form adjective from the 13th century. 1 synonyms are fixed and settled, as in a certain percentage of the profit. I just think it's fun. My cat is over there hiding in the pillows. She found a nice little place to go chill under, and it's very funny and cute to me. Okay. Next is number 2. Of a specific but an unspecified character, quantity, or degree, as in, the house has a certain charm. Yes, it does. 3a, synonyms are dependable and reliable, as in, a certain remedy for the disease. 3b, known or proved to be true. Synonym is indisputable, as in, it is certain that we exist. Well, is it though? Do we really exist? We think we do, but do we? We may never know. 4a, synonym is inevitable, as in the certain advantage of age. 4b, incapable of failing. Synonym is destined, and this is used with a following infinitive, as in she is certain to do well. Well, that's putting a lot of pressure on her. 5, assured in mind or action, as in, I am certain they are right. And then we have another synonym for everything is the word sure, S-U-R-E. We have a couple of phrases. First one is for certain, and that means as a certainty. Synonym is assuredly, as in, the cause is not known for certain. Another phrase, of a certain age. This means of a somewhat advanced age, or no longer young, as in, remembered by people of a certain age. Remembered by people who are old. So let's see, let's look at the etymology from the Latin verb cernere, which means to sift, or discern, or decide, akin to the Greek krenein, which means to separate, or decide, or judge, from the Old Irish Criathar, and that means sieve, like, a sieve, S-I-E-V-E, a strainer. How those are related to the word certain, I'm not sure. I'm not certain about that. Second form of certain is, what does that say, a pronoun, maybe? Maybe, yeah, from the 15th century, and it means certain ones. Next is certainly, adverb from the 14th century. 1, in a manner that is certain, also with certainty. Number 2, it is certain that. Synonym is assuredly. And our last word is certainty, C-E-R-T-A-I-N-T-Y. Noun from the 14th century. Number 1, something that is certain. Number 2, the quality or state of being certain, especially on the basis of evidence. I have looked at the data, and I am certain that we are about to read some synonym information for this word. Certainty, certitude, and conviction mean in a state of being free from doubt. Certainty and certitude are very close. Certainty may stress the existence of objective proof, as in claims that cannot be confirmed with scientific certainty, while certitude may emphasize a faith in something not needing or not capable of proof, as in believes with certitude in an afterlife. Conviction applies especially to belief strongly held by an individual, as in holds firm convictions on every issue. that was that for that. So we had Cherenkov radiation, Ceres, Sirius, Cyric, Ceres, Cerium, Cermet, CERN, Cero, Ceres, Cert, Certain, Certainly, and Certainty. Well, I am going to pick CERN, CERN, as the word of the episode because I think they're doing some very important work. I'm not sure if these are the ones who have the Large Hadron Collider, but I think they're related. They're connected somehow. And so, we're learning a lot from the work that they are doing. So, CERN song. This is my CERN song. I'm singing about CERN. Okay, so today is April 18th. It is the Country Music Awards are happening today. It is the 6th day of Ramadan. It's also the Country Music Awards in Australia, so does that mean that they're celebrating our Country Music Awards, or do they have their own Country Music Awards? It's kind of funny how we have some Australian people in America who are big in the country world. I don't really follow country music so much, so I don't know. It is World Heritage Day in Australia and the UK and India and South Africa. In Argentina, it is Godparents' Day. It is, am I on the right page? I am on the right page. It is Army Day in Iran. In Poland, it is Coma Patients' Day. Can't imagine other places that would have Coma Patients' Day, but in Poland, they are celebrating the people who are in comas. In Brazil, it is Friends Day. It is the Independence Day in Zimbabwe because they were independent from the UK in 1980. It is International Day for Monuments and Sites. It is Invention Day in Japan. It is Victory over the Teutonic Knights in the Battle of the Ice in Russia. And it is National Animal Crackers Day. It is National Lineman Appreciation Day. Well, see, I thought maybe that was the football lineman, but it's showing a picture of the people who are working up at the electrical wires, so that's probably, they put up the lines. Yes, linemen and women who work on power and phone lines. So, yeah, they're important. It is also National Velociraptor Awareness Day. So you got to be aware of all of the velociraptors that could be around you at any given moment of the day. Because you never know. Yeah, that's fine. We have ended page 202. Thank you very much for listening. This is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. Dictionary, it's a podcast. It's a podcast called The Dictionary. Okay, we are at the top of page 203. The first word is certes or certs. Certs. Wasn't that a mint from when I was a kid? This one is spelled Certes. Adverb from the 13th century. It is archaic, and it means in truth. And the synonym is certainly. So it looks like they used to say certes, and then we just changed it to certainly. Certainly, that is what they did. Okay, next is certifiable. This episode is filled with words that I know how to pronounce. Certifiable adjective from 1846. 1A, capable of being certified, as in certifiable teachers. 1B, synonyms are genuine or genuine and authentic, as in a certifiable liar. Think we all know one of those. Also as in a certifiable movie star. If there were certificates for movie stars and liars, they would be certifiable. Some of them would be certifiable. Number 2, fit to be certified as insane. Synonym is crazy, as in downright certifiable behavior. That was the definition I was thinking about when I read the example. Certifiable teachers. Those teachers are certifiable. You can put them in the crazy house. No, you don't want teachers like that. Certifiably is an adverb. Next is certificate. First form noun from the 15th century. 1. Get ready for a long definition. A document containing a certified statement, especially as to the truth of something. Specifically, a document certifying that one has fulfilled the requirements of and may practice in a field. 2. something serving the same end as what? Something serving the same end as a certificate. 3. A document evidencing ownership or debt, as in a stock certificate. This is from the Latin certificare, which means to certify. Second form of certificate is a transitive verb from 1818, to testify to or authorize by a certificate, especially the number 4 definition for the word certify, which will be our last word of the episode. Certificatory is a great word, and it is an adjective. Certificatory. Next is certificate of deposit, 3 words from 1846. A money market bond of a preset face value, paying fixed interest and redeemable without penalty only on maturity. I had these are also called CDs. I think we came across this when we had the word CD. I think I had one of these when I was a kid, high school maybe. It's like you say, I'm going to put in this amount of money. It's a set amount. It's 500,000, 10,000, whatever you got. And I'm going to put it in for this many months. And at that rate, at that amount and at that amount of time, you get this percentage of interest. And when it's done, you will have accrued interest, but you can't take it out until that time is up. And it could be 12 months, it could be 5 years, whatever it is. And if you take it out early, then you get a penalty. Either you have to pay a portion of it or you don't get as much interest. I don't remember exactly, but that's what a CD is, a certificate of deposit. If you don't need that money right away, that is a thing that you can do and make a little cash, extra money. Next is certification, noun from the 15th century. 1. The act of certifying the state of being certified. There's a colon in the middle. The act of certifying, the state of being certified. 2. A certified statement. Next is certification mark, noun. This is 2 words. Noun from 1947. A mark or device used to identify a product or service that has been certified to conform to a particular set of standards. Next is certified, adjective from 1611. 1. Certifiable was the other one. Certified, this one's different. Number 1, having earned certification, as in a certified gemologist. That is somebody who knows all the gems and all the stuff about the gems. 2. Synonyms are genuine and authentic, as in a certified big shot, also as in certified intellectuals. Next is certified mail, 2 words, noun from 1955. First class mail for which proof of delivery is secured, but no indemnity value is claimed. No indemnity value is claimed. I don't know what that means. Next is certified milk. Oh, that milk, it's certified insane. This is 2 words, noun from 1899. Milk produced in dairies that operate under the rules and regulations of an authorized medical milk commission. Dairies, those are dairy farms, I believe. They just call them dairies. You got to put a stamp on that milk. Next is certified public accountant. 3 words. You could also say CPA, although I don't think they say that here, but CPA is certified public accountant, noun from 1896. An accountant who has met the requirements of a state law and has been granted a certificate. What does the certificate say? You are certified to be a public accountant. Okay, here we go with our last word. It is certify, certify, certify. It is a verb. Is it just transitive? I think it's just transitive. From the 14th century. 1, to attest authoritatively, as 1a, the synonym confirm. 1b, to present in formal communication. 1c, to attest as being true or as represented or as meeting a standard. 1d, to attest officially to the insanity of. I think somebody can certify me. 2. To inform with certainty. Synonym is assure. ASSURE. 3. To guarantee as to signature and amount by so indicating on the face. And what are you guaranteeing? You are guaranteeing, one example would be a personal check. To guarantee a personal check as to signature and amount by so indicating on the face. 4. To recognize as having met special qualifications as of a governmental agency or professional board within a field. As in, agencies that certify teachers. Certifier is a noun. The etymology says this is from Middle English, certifien, from Anglo-French, certifier, from the Latin verb certificare, from the Latin word certus, which means certain, and there's more at the word certain. And we have some synonym information. Certify, attest, witness, and vouch mean to testify to the truth or genuineness of something. Certify usually applies to a written statement, especially one carrying a signature or seal, as in, certified that the candidate had met all requirements. Attest, ATTEST, applies to oral or written testimony, usually from experts or witnesses, as in, attested to the authenticity of the document. Witness applies to the subscribing of one's own name to a document as evidence of its genuineness, as in, witnessed the signing of the will. Vouch applies to one who testifies as a competent authority of a reliable person, as in, willing to vouch for her integrity. And then it says synonym C, in addition to all of this, it says see the word approve. It is approved, certified, it is genuine. Okay, so we had certes, certifiable, certificate, certificate of deposit, certification, certification mark, certified, certified mail, certified milk, certified public accountant, and certify. Oh, I want to pick one of these. Which one do I want to pick? Do I want to pick certifiable? Do I want to pick certified? Do I want to pick certify? Why? It doesn't matter. Nothing. The decision that I am going to make means nothing. Who cares what I pick? I shall pick certifiable. It's the one that means fit to be certified as insane. Certifiable. I think I may be certifiable. Certifiable is insane. Certifiable is insane. All right. That is good for that. That's another one of my mottos, my phrases, my slogans. That is that. All right. Today is April 19th. In the UK, it is Primrose Day. It is also Bicycle Day. It is Spring Celebration in Zurich, and that is in Switzerland. In Venezuela, it is Independence Day. In Latin America, it is Indigenous Day. Yes, let us celebrate the indigenous people of the whole world, actually. In Uruguay, it is Landing of the 33 Patriots. There's a lot of major sports events happening today. We don't need to read all that stuff. It is also... What is it? Army Day in Brazil. In Venezuela, beginning of the independence movement. In the U.S., it is Dutch-American Friendship Day. So go become friends with a Dutch person. In Poland, it is Holocaust Remembrance Day. In Brazil, it is Indian Day. In Eswatini, it is King Mswati III's birthday. And it is Patriots Day in Massachusetts, Maine, and Wisconsin. What happened to my voice? I only have recorded one episode. It is also National Garlic Day. What? Did that help? Yes, it did. Okay. National Garlic Day. Go eat some garlic. That is all I got to say to you two for today. Thank you very much for listening. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.